The only people who get upset when you set boundaries are the ones who's benefiting from you not having any boundaries. Let that sink in for a moment. Let's talk about boundaries. Not just the polished quotes we see online, but the real life kind. The kind that feels hard, messy and confusing. If you have ever felt guilty after saying no, if you have second-guessed yourself or backed out of a boundary just to avoid upsetting someone, I see you. This video is for you. Or maybe you've been holding it all in, trying to keep the peace, be nice and handle everything on your own. And when you finally speak up, it comes out all wrong. You sound sharper than you meant to because deep down there's frustration, hurt and disappointment that's been building up for years. And afterward you think, that's not how I meant to say it. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. Today we're going to talk about why boundaries feel so hard and how to set them in a way that's clear, kind and true to you. For you who haven't met me before, my name is Marie, Queen Marie. I call myself a queen as a reminder to always value myself and to see my greatness within, the same greatness that you have within you. And I work as a queenly guide, helping women just like you to win in their daily life, to bring in more love and joy and abundance to your life. And if you are looking for guidance and want to know how it is to work one-to-one with me, just comment below with Queenly Guide and I will reach out to you. But before we dive into the why, I want to pause and shine a light on something I hear from almost every woman that I work with. It's this deep, almost automatic need to explain why they are saying no, to justify their boundaries, to soften the edges, make it easier for the other person to receive it. Does this sound familiar? This is one of the biggest boundary blocks I see. And it's not because we are weak, it's because we were conditioned to believe our no needed permission. But here's the truth. You don't need to explain the boundary in order for it to be valid. Your wants and needs and limits are enough. And later in this video, I'm going to help you unlearn that urge to explain and reclaim the power that comes with saying no clearly and cleanly. Here's what I want you to know. You are not broken. You are patterned. Most of us were never taught how to set healthy boundaries. We were taught to be good, to be nice, to keep others comfortable. If you grew up in a home where things felt unstable or emotionally tense, setting boundaries didn't feel like taking care of yourself. It probably felt like lighting a match in a room full of fireworks. So instead of speaking up, you stayed small. You became whoever people needed you to be. You measured your worth by how okay you could keep everyone else. And now, setting a boundary doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it feels like a risk. A risk of losing love, losing connection, approval. But you see, it can change. You can learn to honor yourself without guilt. Before we continue, I would love to hear from you. What role did you take on growing up that you're now realizing might be holding you back? Just drop a comment or share your whole story. You see, your voice might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. So let's talk about the roles we took on to survive. Maybe you became the good girl, the fixer, the one who keeps the peace. I was that girl too, always reading the room, sensing everyone else's feelings before my own, doing everything I could to avoid conflict, disappointment, rejection. And it worked for a while. But when you build your identity around not causing problems, you slowly start to disappear. You become that emotional glue, the safe space for everyone else, but you lose connection with yourself. My relationship with my father was painful. He didn't see me. He didn't listen. My ideas, my voice, my dreams, they were met with one word: wrong. He said it so many times that I started to believe it. Not just that my thoughts were wrong, but that I was wrong. So I stopped speaking up. I silenced myself just to keep the peace. And as an adult, anytime I met someone with that same kind of authority energy, someone who dismissed me or questioned me, that old wound would open. I'd shrink. I would doubt myself, choose silence. Because deep down, I had learned speaking up isn't safe. But we get to shift that. Boundaries are not about building walls. They are about showing others how to meet us with respect. So here are a few mindset shifts that helped me. The first one is, I want you to zoom out and ask yourself, what is this boundary here to teach me? It's not just about this one moment or one conversation. It's part of your growth. Each time you set a boundary, you are reprogramming your nervous system, your conditioning, and your self-worth. You're saying, I matter. My needs matter. That is very powerful. That is healing. Sometimes a boundary shows up as an opportunity for you to meet yourself with love, where you used to meet yourself with judgment. It's a chance to rewrite the story, to interrupt the old loop that says, if I speak up, I'll lose love. And sometimes the lesson isn't just for you. Sometimes your boundary is a mirror for someone else's growth too. You're not only giving yourself space, you're also inviting others to meet you in a more respectful and conscious way. Number 2, be willing to be misunderstood. This is a big one. Not everyone will understand your boundary, and that's okay. Some people may be uncomfortable. They might judge you, question your motives, or even pull away. But that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. discomfort is often a sign that you're stepping out of an old pattern and into your truth. It takes courage to let people misunderstand you while you stay true to yourself. Because the truth is, if your love has to come with constant explaining and overgiving or self-betrayal, it's not really love. It's just a performance. You can love someone and still say no. You can care deeply and still hold your ground. Being misunderstood doesn't mean you're unkind. It means that you are growing. And growth often asks us to let go of who we were so we can become who we really are. Choose peace over pleasing. Choose alignment over approval. Because you are not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be authentic to yourself. Number 3, name this identity that you are releasing. Maybe it is, I am the fixer, or I don't cause any problems, or perhaps I'm the good girl. These aren't bad things. They were ways you kept yourself safe. You did what you had to do to feel accepted and stay connected. But if those rules are starting to feel heavy or painful now, it's okay to outgrow them. Take a moment to name the version of you who carried that identity. She did her best. She worked so hard to keep things calm, to be helpful, to avoid being a burden. Now it's time to say, thank you. I've got it from here. You don't need to be the one who holds it all together anymore. You don't need to earn love by staying small. Letting go of an old identity isn't a rejection of who you were. It's an act of love for who you are becoming. Name it. Thank it. Let it go with grace. You are allowed to change. You see, boundaries might be messy at first. That's okay. Say them with a shaky voice. Say them scared, but just say them. And here are some phrases to help you. That doesn't feel right for me. I am now learning to honor myself, and this is a part of that. I care about you, but I can't keep showing up in the same way. You don't have to explain yourself into exhaustion. You don't need permission to protect your peace. And what happens when you start setting boundaries? Most of the time, the world doesn't end. The people who love you grow with you. The ones who only loved your compliance might push back. And that's information, not failure. Now you know who's there for you. You might lose some comfort, but you gain self-respect. Your energy, your voice. I want you to take a moment now. What is one boundary that you've been avoiding that your future self would thank you for setting? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's start a conversation. You are not alone in this. And here's what I want you to remember. Boundaries aren't selfish. They are sacred. They're how you tell the world, I know who I am. I know what I need. And I matter too. You are not bad for wanting space. You're not too much for having needs. You're not wrong for speaking your truth, you are growing. And your soul is so proud of you for doing that. And remember the words we started with. The only people who get upset when you set boundaries are the ones who benefited from you not having any boundaries. That truth can feel harsh, but it is freeing. It gives you permission to stop living for everyone else's comfort and start living in alignment with your truth. You don't have to justify your growth. You don't owe anyone access to you just because they are used to it. So let this be your reminder. Every time you choose a boundary, you are choosing to honor your healing. You're choosing to build a life rooted in self-respect, not silent resentment. And that, my love, is a powerful way to live. One last thing. If you take nothing else from this, let it be this. You do not need to explain yourself. Not for saying no, not for needing space, not for changing. This is your life. And it is your birthright to make choices that honor your energy, your truth, and your growth, whether people agree with it or not. So the next time you feel the urge to explain your boundary to make someone else more comfortable, just pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I don't need to explain what's mine to decide. Remember at the beginning when I promised we will talk about that urge to explain to make your boundaries more digestible or easier for others to accept? This is it. This is your moment. You don't need to wrap your no in 100 words of justification. You don't need to shrink your truth into something someone else finds more acceptable. Let your boundary stand on its own. Clean, honest, enough. That's what reclaiming your power looks like. That's what self-respect feels like. If you like this video, I highly recommend you to watch this one. Time to claim your worth. Thank you so much for being here, Queen. I appreciate you so much, and I love you.